what does the Lord say about these people? The people here, the rebels. This is the rebel town. They rebel against God. They rebel against the crown. The wives rebel against the husbands. The children rebel against the mothers. The mothers rebel against the fathers. And they all rebel against Jesus. So when I'm in this town, I came here to conquer the people. And I have people that want to conquer them because they have a big gang. I was in this town when I was a kid. They used to kick the shit out of me. I couldn't leave my house. They used to stone me. So now after they robbed all my bank cards and all my ID and all, I walk into the little jobs watch behind the counters. And I say, can I get what do I need to join the gym? What do I need to join the gym? And he said, you need a bank card and stuff like that. I went back here with the bank card. There was another dickhead there. Every word I get out of them in this town is no. But they should realise that we're in the time of the rising of the kings. So basically what he's telling me is, fuck you, the banks run this country. It's the same old shit. That's why I took over the hill of Tara and built a big roundhouse up there. Because I was protesting against the banks taking over my island and the Germans. And all the little cunts that they print off the euros for the foreigners' fucking trinkets, worthless pieces of paper. So I went in, your man's from the same town as me, he probably knows some of his family from back in the day. I says, well, so, no, that's all I ever get, no. But here's the thing, when you're a conqueror, yeah, you have to learn to speak like a conqueror, so you don't just throw out, no, you got, you ever see the politicians, they stutter. It comes from the Phoenicians, the phonies, people. It comes from the Phoenicians, the phonies, and stuff like that. It's a way of buying time before you give the wrong answer. You're guarding your words. So a lot of the times it looks like I'm stuttering, but I'm not stuttering. I'm buying time before I spit a word out. I learned that off the politicians over in England, because I know a few of them. I know a few of them that's on the cabinet actually, and they know me. So here's the story. I went to the British soldiers because I was running out of this country over paedophiles and shit like that. And I went and they tried to kill me. They shook a shank through the back of my head and broke me tooth in half and tried to crush the neuroreceptors in the back of my skull and all sorts. I had loads of shit with paedophiles when I was starting up the paedophile assets bureau. But I'm happy to report that His Excellency Donald Trump has put thousands of them in the grave, and there's thousands more going in the grave. They might have went through the actual last breath thing, but they're going to go through it because Britain is pulling out of the EU, the whore of Babylon. They're going to withdraw. They're going to pull their socks and their pants up and leave the brothel of the nations. And then this is a whoring nation. This nation now is a nation of whores. Where years ago in Ireland, if you couldn't come onto this island, you'd have to face a wall of swords and shields. The nations weren't allowed on here. They were like the Andaman Islands. You're not allowed on this island. We don't want your bogey degenerated genes on your idolatry. If you look around the place now, it's run over by the banks. And the banks charge usury interest on money. I came back to this country. I was quite well off when I came back to this country, so I decided to put most of me dough into the protest on the hill of Tara. I sort of kept them running in the background. They were protesting against the roads. I was protesting against the banks. And basically the banks run this country, but my ancestors were given this country by the Most High. Your ancestors as well, probably. The Most High sent us here, the Miletians, the sons of Mil, to conquer the remnant of the Dan tribe who rebelled against them, and we did conquer them, the two at the Dannon. But there's still a lot of that black magic and shit here, all that masonry and all that you're looking at and all the banks. That's the enemy. So if you class yourself as a Gael, you're a Gael before you're an Irishman, because the word Irishman didn't exist when our ancestors created the greatest empire that you don't know about that ever existed. The whole of Europe and all down into the thing was Galatia. It's not Europa, the whore of Babylon, the whore of the nations. Blessed are the people who escape the nations. So basically this is the way it goes. If we had power and I sported all the top gear, we'd probably, and I was in contact with military, British and American military. They have satellites, they have all sorts of shit. They can watch me wherever I'm sitting. They can see me in this corner and listen to me right here. and they developed this new warfare.
I know.
This new warfare they developed. It's like a suit. It's like a predator suit. They could be standing beside you, full fucking gear, right here across the road, up against that wall. They could be standing here in full gear, big squatty bag on his back, AR-80 rifle, grenades, you name it, rocket launchers, whatever he can carry. You wouldn't know, because he has cloak and device on him now. Cloak and devices are real, they're all over the internet. So I was running around and I was undercover for the Commonwealth, which I was undercover. I'm not undercover anymore, because I told you all about it. For the Commonwealth that was created by my ancestor. I'm loyal to that. When I walk into a place, yeah, I done it 10 years ago. I stood up on a hill and I called everyone to stop the German banks and all taking over this vassal state of the Dan and Apartheid Republic, the Empire of the Dan. The vassal state. I called you up to the hill. I says, I'm here to fight against the people in Dublin. So what they done was they started up a new banking thing and filled it with shields. And they tried to stop me. So I says, right, fuck yous. And what I done was I couldn't go to the Irish because the Irish were always bullying me and kicking the shit out of me. That's just why I ended up in England. And I went after the paedophiles and no one had helped me. And then one day I went on and met a lot of British soldiers and stuff. And they said, yeah, we'll help you, we're with you. And I met a few of them and I says, well, cheers, I'm on it. Because the old Bill were going to start shooting the English, they were buying loads of my pals, and your pals probably, and your family probably, because I bet you have family, you know, just across the water. Yeah, and you go over there and see them, but when you're over here you slag the English off like a two-faced hypocrite. But that's the nature of this place, hypocrites and fucking the danning and witchcraft. So here's what happens. In my ideal world, yeah, I'm just telling you, I'll give you an insight into my mind, because you probably think you know me. If I walk up and I say something to you, because remember I'm at war with the enemy. If I walk up and I say something to you, you must know, because you would have been threatened by the Republicans in the past. Everyone probably did, most people did. When I walk up, it's the same situation. If I walk up to you and I ask you to help me with something, yeah, because I'm in the process, we're in the process of overthrowing the Dan and Apartheid Republic on behalf of the original inhabitants of this island, my family and ancestors, not the fucking German banks. So when I walk up and I ask you something and you tell me no, I'll take that you're collaborating. Simple as that, in my ideal world. But are we in my ideal world? Only time will tell.